some folks now are comparing the NWO to the Bloodline and that storyline, and asserting that, perhaps the Bloodline faction has finally, after all these years, become the number one faction in the history of the business. Do you think that has, of course, you're probably biased, but do you think that is, at least at this point in time, something that is not really accurate?
I think that's a fantastic topic. I've never really thought about it until you just said it, but man, thousands of things came to me instantly. And one of them is, there's no way the Bloodline is any faction of what the NWO was, man. It just isn't. I mean, to say that those two are equal is a flat out misunderstanding lie, because it just isn't. It's not even close. I mean, I couldn't go anywhere with that NWO shirt on that it wasn't just people just flipped out. I mean, it was crazy. I remember being in the NWO, and I remember thinking that this was going to be one of the biggest things ever in pro wrestling. And I think up to date, I think it is the best thing that's ever happened so far. That NWO thing, forget Buff Bagwell, forget him. The NWO thing was special, man. It was special. I mean, to see those guys and Scott Hall and X-Pac and Hogan and all that, it was special, bro. So it just means a lot, to be part of that. And please hear me. I want a bad say, man, that place, that Bloodline, that was better than the NWO. As long as, NWO being one of the top things ever, that's great. I want it to be, I want somebody to blow the NWO out of the water, but it just hasn't happened. And if it does, fantastic. I will root it on, but it just hasn't. The Bloodline is really cool. The one problem I have with the Bloodline is that Roman just didn't wrestle enough. I mean, our star, our champion, Hogan, or whoever it was, Luger, or whoever the champ was, he wrestled all the time and was always on television. Hell, you never used to see Roman on TV. I mean, every once in a while, an interview or something, but he just wasn't on as much as I thought he should have been. And so I just didn't dig it. It just wasn't cool to me. You could see us every Monday, every Thursday, from Kevin Nash down to Buff Bagwell and NWO. You saw us all, and we were doing something fun and going off TV red hot. And I've seen the last couple of weeks, even leading up to Mania, they went off TV really cold a couple of times. And I'm like, really? I mean, come on. I mean, when we went off the TV, it was, you couldn't wait to turn it on next Monday. You couldn't wait. And it just ain't like that anymore. And it's, The Rock brought so much back with this. And I heard The Rock left Dallas Page a message a couple of weeks ago. And he goes, wrestling hasn't been like this in over 2 decades. And that's the truth. It hasn't been like that since the NWO run and since The Rock and all that run. It just hasn't been. The Rock brought back some of that magic. He really did.